And that's why I love the ward coming in from SK here. You can already see the place in the red. They want to spot out where Razork is because they have the same question. What is Razork going to try and achieve? And one of the things you can try and do is go for some sort of early gank, low summoner spells. Thank you, Reckless, for demonstrating. As that's actually going to give a big win for Exakick and DOS now, because it just makes this lane a little bit more unsafe if Marcoon makes his way down.
I mean, instant advantage here, and this is already going to be into a lane that's going to try to bully you for the first few moments. Fleet stepping up there for Exakick, going forward, and DOS playing the angles, trying to get that secondary tag on the light binding. I'm looking at the minimap as well. It looks like Razork starting there on his blue side, whereas Marcoon starting on his red.
And I like how Exakick and DOS are playing the wave at the moment. They're not trying to push, they're just trying to zone Reckless. I mean, you're still level 1, but you have both flashes. Rux has CC.
Oh, looking for DOS. Light binding available to him. Rux is going to be able to stay under the tower. Reckless has backed away, splitting up the lane. Marcoon now trying to farm between towers, and there's no response. There's no reply from the rest of Fnatic.
I mean, Razork is up on top side, so Reckless has just lost 3 massive waves to his own tower. Rux is the one who actually picking these up. This is desperate scenarios for Fnatic.
I mean, 2 plates almost secured. A couple more autos should just about do that. 23 CS to 3, level 3 to level 1. That is a gigantic advantage already for SK.
And Razork was so late invading onto the opposite side as well that he's only really going to be able to pick up the blue buff, so Marcoon doesn't really lose out on too much.
Look at that damage coming out. 90 caliber net will start to burn through Rux's HP. Ignite was dropped there by DOS, so now the level 3 support burnt out. He's got a couple of those Team Civilizers available, but again, Fnatic being bullied, being beaten, but this is what you would have expected from the draft.
Yeah, I mean, this bot lane's over, and again, I just love the way SK have been able to play around this bottom side. I mean, Exakick has been so damn good for them. 2nd highest DPM in the league, highest gold percent of any of the AD carries. Like, this guy has been so good when he gets these leads, and Marcoon is just facilitating it so well.
I mean, something else is the fact that all winter long, Reckless so far, pretty patient until the mid lane engage. Certus has jumped on Cyclone to death. First blood, Fnatic.
And this is what Fnatic have been relying on so much at the moment, is trying to get Humanoid ahead, trying to see if he can get Humanoid playing like he did on his Azir at Worlds. Didn't end up working for them yesterday, but once more we'll have to see if Humanoid and Razor can play that mid jungle and get them that win.
And I mean, because the Rift Herald was the focus there for Marcoon and Irrelevant, no support to speak of. Certus flashes late, gets taken down, and the kill secured by Razork. They stay within touching distance of gold, and that is very, very important. I do have to keep highlighting the bottom lane. Nearly 1,000 gold separating Reckless and Exakick. The headshot, it's a 1-for-1 in the bot lane.
Great job by Exakick to step past Rux, land that net, and get the shot on Reckless just as he flashed away. So support for AD carry, you'll take that as SK, and they get to push in, probably take this last turret now, so you don't even have to put the Rift Herald bot. You can now use that when you rotate Exakick and DOS around the map.
I mean, both AD carries picking up those kills, crucially, straight up 2v2. Rux finds the engage, finds the CC, and finds the kill, but that tower, very, very low. And we're talking about during draft, when we do look at Exakick and DOS playing the Lucian Nami and looking at those sort of duos that you want to move around the map and use their power spikes early on, this is a duo that we have to judge. How do SK do it? Where do they go? And how much pressure can they apply? Because like you mentioned, the Rift Herald's still available, and then the mid and the top lane for the time being, pretty even Stevens for both teams.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things that we've seen with the Lucian Nami, especially when we saw them against Astralis, was great mid-game where they were... Oh, hang on.
Glacian Prison goes all the way forward, knocked backwards, and another easy pickup. I literally was taking a sip of water as Humanoid just got destroyed from the layered CC. Gale Force, as well as the flash, and Exakick solo kills Reckless.
I mean, this bot lane is getting real ugly for Fnatic. Reckless now going down 2 deaths as well, 30 CS lead. Plus the fact as well, you're still 2 levels behind because of that early play as well. So this is Exakick putting his mark on the bot side. 2nd Dragon going over to SK again. I mean, just playing so well off this bot lane advantage.
It's going to be very, very difficult to find an answer to this Caitlyn. 11 minutes in, Mythic completed, 2nd Dragon just about secured. And Marcoon's going to be able to dash over the wall, blues the flash as well. And Fnatic now starting to fall further behind. That goal difference complicated by the early Dragon pickups.
Immediately SK respond though, they go towards mid, they know there's too many members of Fnatic committed to the bot side, so again that's going to be the last outer tower down now for SK, and with a Caitlyn who can siege up with Xerxes, that's terrifying.
Oh, look at this, the flash, the slide, the glide, and Humanoid is taken down. 4 members of SK throw everything at him. They get the tower, they get the kill, and they've got an extended gold lead. It is SK in control, and that window, the opportunity to come back, is getting smaller and smaller here for Fnatic.
The swoop, the boop, and the oops from Humanoid, where he really didn't want to be in that position. Xerxes with a great flank, kind of predicting where Humanoid was going to be moving to, and this is what we were kind of saying. If Exekick gets to set up in a lane, oh, Wonder actually, no, he'd be fine. Set up with those traps. You got Xerxes who's able to have vision on both sides. He's able to put down a perfect unraveled earth. It becomes very, very difficult for Fnatic when they fall behind to actually find good fights, good flanks.
Knocking all the British orgs out. They're channeling their inner Boris Johnson. They took down XL yesterday. They could take down Fnatic today.
Yeah,
well, actually got some crews in the crowd there.
That would be great, but I mean, we're going to have to see if they can, because right now they're trying to set up that divide line, make sure that they're good.
Well, it's the pick being started here, but who's got caught out? Exekick, he's down! He's down, and Berlin goes wild! The shutdown goal secured, final spot flies across. Razork, the target, nod backwards, and Irrelevant gets the kill. Rux engages with that Zenith Blade, but is instantly locked in place by Marcoon's flails. Humanoid chucking out those sand soldiers and ends up being 1 for 2.
Xerxes is huge right now as well, and Humanoid wants to see what he can do, still has that ultimate available, but trying to play keep away from SK at the moment.
No jungler, no top laner for Fnatic. Dragon is up in 10 seconds. Does SK risk it? Do they start it instead? Waiting in the bush for now, trying to catch another member of Fnatic. This could be risky. I mean, so little damage onto Certus and Marcoon. Once Irrelevant was pushed away, the soul is secured. What does the Mountain Soul mean within the context of the draft? We may not be able to discuss that because SK are on the Baron already. Teleport is available for Wonder. He may need to pull that trigger.
And that's what they're trying to do, get that TP off of Wonder so then they don't have to play through side lanes, but Fnatic may not even get here in time.
They might not. Yesterday, Marcoon helped eliminate XL with a Baron steal. Can he secure the Baron, secure the win, and look to eliminate Fnatic? Glacial Prison, the wall thrown out, the final spark. Razork will be taken down. Irrelevant is actually killed inside the pit though. Finally, Baron goes down. Irrelevant loses his life, but all the distraction meant that SK get the Baron, and while that's going on, Reckless shoving in that middle lane.
And Wonder as well. Both inner towers in mid and bot were taken, but I think it's a win for SK. They should be able to shove out these waves and then come back to that siege we were talking about with the Talia, with the Caitlyn. Make sure that you end up pushing Fnatic. They have to stay underneath their own turrets.
I mean, you could feel the chaos within this fight. Trying to keep Fnatic out, trying to find those kills, but also a little bit of split focus on that Baron damage.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely several calls going on where SK were like, right, Sarah, just get the wall down, so we have to make sure that Razork can't get in. But once Razork committed with that ultimate,
that may be important for a future fight, as Wonder will hook shot forward. Gets walloped in the face. Humanoid sends those sand soldiers forward, and the prison locks up Wonder. Dos gets the kill. Humanoid's the next target, as here comes Certus riding the wall forward. Not going to be able to chase anymore, but they punish. They get another kill.
And Certus wants to go for more Humanoid.
That's a flash forward, the threaded volley, not at the right angle. Not going to be able to send Humanoid back, but here comes Irrelevant. He's TP to the top lane. Marcoon's cut off the retreat. Humanoid's getting burst down and chunked out. Dos gets another. Razork locked in place, the clone rather, as he's able to decoy to safety with Baron empowered minions. 40-second death timer on Humanoid. SK are looking to open up the base.
Every fight, SK are finding 2 members of Fnatic, and if SK want to find themselves in that second place, if Vitality end up losing later, SK are looking so damn good this
SK they want to knock out Fnatic. They want to eliminate Fnatic right now. Inhibitor is secured. They've got themselves 20% of that Baron timer remaining, and they've got control of the Rift with 2 minutes until Elder. That's the only thing that you cannot concede now if you are SK Gaming.
I actually think it's a bad idea to try and go for it in a lot of situations, because as you say, a dive composition, if they end up getting even a whiff at that, it can go so terribly, so quickly. I think if you are SK, you don't want to make sure that Fnatic don't ever get a chance to answer for that. So stick a relevant mid, have him continuously pushing that wave, use then Certus and Exakick on the spot side to threaten that inner tower, push Fnatic back, and once they're firmly in their own base, then you can actually start to turn back towards the outer dragon. But if SK try to play this rushed, that is the answer for Fnatic to get back into this game.
I feel like they've been pretty controlled for the 30 minutes of gameplay here. Fairly calculated across their movements. I think looking at the itemization, what time is it, Dagda? It's 3 stopwatches for SK. Those could be pivotal in another team fight, especially against the engaged tools of Fnatic.
This is where, though, for Fnatic, they do have decent enough wave clear with Humanoid and Reckless, so you really need to be spreading out here as SK. This is something that they actually failed to do against Astralis. That gave Astralis that time back into the game. So for SK, this is what I like, them pushing sides, making sure they're putting as much pressure on the map as they can right now.
And look at the traps being set up, reducing the amount of angles that Fnatic can engage from. Super minions being dealt with in the middle lane. And Marcoon holding on to that prison. The Weaver's Wall will buy enough time to take down the tower. Emperor's Divide is available for Humanoid. No flash. Glacial Prison locks him up. The dive forward. They've got him. Humanoid's down. Rozhok is running for his life. Cyclone and Flash is available, but it's a 5 versus 4. Members of SK burning down this Nexus turret.
Wunder had to TP back, and SK, they're still in a great position. They just get to use this range. No one really here can set up for the plays now, and SK, they've super minions streaming in everywhere.
That's the engage from Rozhok. The first stopwatch used by Exakick. He's got the 90 caliber net and the Flash uses it to get away. Rozhok is locked in place, taken out at the cost of Marcoon's life. Now Wunder running himself is irrelevant, is chucking out the damage. The CC lands, and despite the massive recall from the Feathers, Reckless cannot stand toe-to-toe with Exakick. Fnatic cannot stand toe-to-toe with SK Gaming. And Fnatic are eliminated at the hands of SK.
Fnatic, for the first time in the organization's history, will fail to make it to the bracket stage. But SK, that was an incredible performance from them, from a team that from week 1 a lot of people doubted. When you saw that maybe things weren't coming together in that bot lane, maybe that synergy wasn't there, but bit by bit it's come together, and now they are sitting with a chance to look for that second place finish.
I cannot wait to see how this team performs in the best of 3s. The development and growth over 3 weeks of games is clear, it's visible. And I think in this game in particular, the patience on display is something that I don't think I've seen a lot of over the last few weeks, but it was part of the reason. They had something to aim for. They've got that goal at the top, and they executed well.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway for me was kind of seeing again, well, obviously bot lane can play very well, right? But it's when it gets to how they manage waves in the mid game, how they try and set up for these sieges. I think there was still some hiccups you can kind of see where it's like not really setting up like irrelevant to push in one wave, right? But this is something now they get the chance to work on coming into the best of 3, something that they can actually look to try and continue forward as they go on throughout the rest of the tournament.
I mean, for SK Gaming, first in the regular season in spring 2014, first in the regular season in 2015 spring, and third in 2013. It's been that many years since they were at the top of the table.
And I think players and crew who come from or have family and friends in the impacted regions. In checking in with our players, 113, Niski and Broken Blade asked to share a few words. Let's check it out.
Hello guys, we're here to raise some awareness to the incident that happened yesterday in Turkey and Syria. Prayers go out to all the people that got affected by this incident, and you guys want to say something to that?
Enkazda hayatını kaybeden ailelere başsağlığı diliyorum ve yaralılara geçmiş olsun dileklerimi iletiyorum.
Herkese geçmiş olsun.
Herkese geçmiş olsun.
Thank you so much to the players. It is a difficult situation to be in. And unfortunately, it means the players will have to push those thoughts aside, focus on the game. The stakes are very, very high. Welcome back to the Caster Desk. I'm Quickshot, joined by Dagda. The Mad Lions are taking on G2 with the winner, guaranteeing a top 2.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see exactly
Mad
what
Lions got a couple extra wards in the river, so Yike decides to step back, not going to run the risk of being engaged on, and obviously his bot lane really desperate to try to catch some farm. They're down a small number of CS because of that pressure, and Niski doing a great job shoving into caps.
Big win for Elyoya as well, but hang on. Does he go for it? No, he's going to back away. But big win for Elyoya. Actually guessed the Scuttle Crab that Yike's mark had spawned on. So denying that first mark, despite the good start going through from Yike, is pretty crucial as well. So at least at the moment, even though you end up with this little advantage for Yike, it's actually these small goal leads with mid, in bot as well, that are adding up for Mad Lions.
And I want to also keep looking at the passive stacks for Yike. How quickly is he able to build them up? How much power can he garner from that? Because of course that was a very early lock-in. That Kindred pick was something that was cornerstone to the comp once again. Going to be bashing heads here with Elyoya. The first 4 minutes
going to do this. So I know that you know that I know that you, and you just keeps going down the rabbit hole. I think that's why we've seen both these junglers match up so often. But Mickey catches Niski.
Oh, look at the CC chain! So much damage. Flash still available. Drop below 100, and despite the Chaos Storm, Niski gets dunked for first blood.
Great job by Mickey to get in towards this mid lane and get that advantage for Capped. I love the fact that they immediately move topside, but Elyoya will be able to get out. But they move immediately up towards that Rift Herald, and that's where for Mad Lions and Niski you think, okay, I'll hover to my bot to keep myself safe, but Mickey finding that very quick roam to catch Niski as he was trying to play towards his safe side.
And the G2 fans here in Berlin going crazy, but just the crowd control layering was very well done.
Yeah.
Minions Caps is now inside 3-4 members, but he's got no backup, no Lance respite to speak of. And G2 are getting wrecked inside their base with only 2 members standing. Mad Lions may fancy themselves a shot at the Nexus.
I'm pretty sure they do. Barrett up, nobody alive, but G2, Mad Lions, they're crushing it.
Mad Lions able to push down the first Nexus turret. Chunk out Yike, take him down, turn to Broken Blade. While Kazi continues to focus on the Nexus. This is a pool 1 guarantee, a top 2 regular season finish as Mad Lions defeat G2.
Hugs all around for Mad Lions in what was an absolutely fantastic performance from start to finish. Elyoya constantly matching Yike. Karzi and Hilly getting control of that bot side and constantly finding these fights where they could use their composition advantage.
And I think it's very fair to say that the interesting approach to draft for G2 did not work out the way that it was planned.
탑갱 좀 와라.
Please gang top next time.
JC, 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ola,
Thank
for the
you.
translation. Over to you now, Mera, with Elyoya on the Telestrator.
Thank you so much, Trouble. I'm here, Elyoya's here, and Chasey has something to say to you. He says, gank top more. Anything more to say to that?
No, useless role. I'm not coming top.
Useless role.
I'm not coming top.
So, obviously, that might be a useless role. It seemed like you were pretty useful in this game, though. Coming off that victory, how do you feel you did?
I think we did okay, but I wouldn't say we did especially good. I think our draft was better, and they didn't execute their draft well, so we just took the win. Yeah.
Okay. So we have a play, which we're going to put up here as well, where we can kind of see maybe some of the way that they didn't execute the way that they wanted to. There was a fight around kind of top jungle into that red buff where it felt like things started to really...
I think the really interesting part is that apart from like 1 or 2 teams, there's very clear issues in their games. When you look and you kind of go, okay, well, these are areas where they're class nails, by the way, sorry, but there's very clear ways that you can exploit this team, whether it's their objective setup, whether it's the way they play side lanes. There are plenty of different ways that you can look to exploit them. So I'm curious to see how well these teams can do their homework, how well they can adapt to that, because obviously when you look at a lot of the veterancy that's in LEC, they're well capable of it, but there are so many newer players that are now pushing towards those upper echelons. This is where they're going to really be tested when we do get to those best of stages.
I mean, that's also presuming that the read and the approach is going to continue to work with Xerxes and the rest of the lanes. Perkz running completely out of mana now.
Xerxes needs to start this. He's the only one with flash.
Gonna dash over the wall, looking for the skewer, pulls Perk backwards. Xerxes gets another 4XL.
And this is what we're talking about, getting Targamas out of that bot lane twice now. He's been involved in the plays, and twice they've resulted in kills. I mean, if XL want to cause an upset, this is how you start it.
And this is exactly what you wanted to see from the team and for the composition. It is definitely quicker than I was anticipating. But Targamas comboing there with Xerxes. We do have a brief pause. Give you some updates as soon as I hear it. How scared do you start to feel untouched? Vito still has the Realm Warp available to him, as does Targetmaster's death from below. 4 versus 5. Look at the side lane. Xerxes can jump in from behind with that Cyclone Dagda.
And they have no idea. He's going to try and go in, but there goes.
Look at the damage! Neon engages and gets blown up. Xerxes comes in the back and manages to pick up another. 2 more kills for Excel. The soul for Excel. Dagda, they might go for Baron as well.
And this could be the upset. This could be the one where Excel deny Vitality their first place. Targamas will go directly in, and they are looking to command the last game of the regular split.
This is such a big advantage. Excel get the soul, they get the...
And during that time, he's been on rosters which have achieved the unthinkable. A World's Group Stage appearance earned after 8 years of waiting. A first victory against a major region and a first game win for Japan versus the Imperious LPL. These and more line the list of records to his name. Now, this big fish has found a larger pond to explore, and new challenges to pit his skills against. As of now, Ebi has become the first and only Japanese player to ever play in a major region in League of Legends. So, let's get into it. Let's set expectations for the LJL legend. If you're expecting a one-sentence summary of this guy, you won't
We
find
have
it.
to break this tie on stage, actually. So, Veli and Initialize, talk us through picks and bans.
Okay.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
That was... Okay, I'm kind of blown away. Like, by far and away, BDS outperformed both of you in the fighting arena. Those are the best moves that I've seen all day so far. But hello, welcome, Initialize. Obviously, you've casted before. Never with me, though.
No, I'm excited for this.
Apparently, though, people say that we have quite similar accents.
So I hear.
So one of us is going to have to change.
All right.
And I've been here longer,
Right, so what do you want from me?
You're just going to for a gang.
Oh, Crowny now has to burn the cleanse, already down that flash, and that's a bit of a rough thing to be losing, as Jankos does exactly as you say, prepares for a bit of an attempt. Topside face breaker down means Adam a little bit more vulnerable for a moment or two. Remember, no flash on that level 1. Gets stunned up, and the kill will be donated over to Ebi. It's 1 for 1 in the top side.
A very clean play from Jankos and Ebi, and it just makes sense. Adam tried to take advantage of his early power in the laning phase and gets that early push, but he doesn't have the cover from Shio. Shio now covering mid because he recognizes that Jankos could look for something, but nothing going to come off the back of it. So Jankos now going to pan towards the bot side of the map. Shio slowly panting up towards top. And can we have a quick look at the top lane observers? I want to see exactly
He pulled off some wonderful invades and fights against Foe yesterday, but Heretics are having none of it today. Sheo falls down.
Shio even commits the flash there, and Heretics secure themselves another kill. 3 on the board now, 4.5 minutes in, and you have to wonder what he was doing with that invade. Ironically, we saw the exact same play from Jankos yesterday on the exact same place that he too got punished.
Learn from his mistakes, at least.
Junglers consistent. They want that first respawn of the Raptor camp, and while Shio does get it, it did cost him his life. So, a bit of a blunder there.
Jack Spectre and Mercer will roam up as well and secure that bot side Scuttle Crab to prevent that going down, as of course Jankos was top side for that kill, so we'll make sure that goes down on spawn. But never mind that, we've got a jungle fight alongside the top laners up here, but the stun comes through and Ebi wisely flashes away, seeing the danger coming through.
Ebi only level 4. They were concerned about Shio joining this fight and being able to turn it around. Adam being level 5, and with the giant minion wave stacking up, it's not a fight that Heretics can really afford to lose. Jankos, though, sees that Ruby is making his way up from mid, and Shio is forced to back away. Ebi can hold the wave here now. And I like what Adam's doing. He's forcing Ebi underneath the tower.
Gets the heal back with the Culve and Meek. Jankos coming forward, Michelle's still here. This is a bit risky. Misses the Vault Breaker, and it says Adam's face that gets broken in. Sheo now in danger as well. Remember, no flash forward for the stun, and Ebi on a killing spree. This top side completely capitulating for BDS.
Jankos and Ebi are just mopping the floor with Adam and Sheo. Punish after punish. A 1k gold lead is now the advantage. And the unsung hero in all of this is Ruby in the mid lane. Did he do anything? Literally no. But he did move, and just the threat of him joining the top side of the map put that
No flash quite yet. Adam got TP in 6 seconds, so maybe can do things. Here's the arrow. Keep your eyes on all the world on one. Arrow! Adam doesn't even need to use the ult. Evie's face broken in and turned into a pincushion.
Beautiful shot there from the Brav. 360 no scope. Get me some Bring Me the Horizon.
Can you feel my heart?
Yeah. I can already see the edits now.
Oh no, what have you done?
Beautiful stuff from
TikTok
BDS.
has been changed forever.
Adam gonna equalize the kill score against Ebby now.
Oh, the Glacial Prison. Do not pass go. Do not pick up 350 gold though, says Nuke. As the ult is pretty damn good. Still gonna go die, surely. Jankos finally secures it. Sheo thinking about going in. But Voltbreak is the other way.
Okay, Jankos is feeling it today. A perfectly placed ultimate from the Sejuani into his double. Oh, hang on.
Oh, flash away now. The turnaround. He's got his own Vi ult. So the cease and desist comes through. Adam, though, just turns up and dunks him. WWE SmackDown in the mid lane.
It's a bounce house in the mid lane. We saw Shio's ult into Ruby's ult into Adam's ult. Everyone's getting the opportunity to fly today. The kill score is
20 seconds, and everybody with items looking ready to play. Only Jankos really the one missing that completed mythic. Chainsaw for Sheo means he's got that completion over his opposing jungler. Arrow lands onto Jack Spectre, no cleanse. Does flash away Mertz with the grenade to root. And Adam flashing for the haymaker. He's feeling it.
The most unnecessary flash ever from Adam. But he's saying, you know what, I don't need it. I don't need my flash. It's whatever.
Let him know.
The dragon should be secured. And okay, I was questioning why Ebby chose not to move down to contest the Drake. It looks like the Heretics game plan here is to just get the cross map. Very surprised Jack Spectre did not lose his life off the back of that engage. Another great arrow from Lebrov with a follow-up from Nuke. In my opinion, should have resulted in his death, but he was able to get away to safety. Meanwhile, Jankos will secure this Herald on the top side. Tower going in favor of
in top lane, so he gets out alive, but just explaining why Lavrov does not have that cooldown available. Could be important with the Cloud Drake spawning, though it would only be second Drake for either of these teams, and this is an Ashe. It has an incredible amount of ability haste, and the arrow is never on cooldown for long.
That's very, very true. I can actually have a quick look and see exactly. It is 4 seconds until it's up, and right now it's got a 48-second cooldown.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so less than a minute.
All right, well, Dragon goes down, claimed by Heretics. That's their second, and it is Heretics with a slight gold lead, about 1.5 to 2,000 gold, but you did favor BDS scaling, so if they can sort of hold this lead and let the game go on a bit longer, they're certainly not feeling too aggrieved about how the game's going. It's just a lot of kills.
At the end of the day, it was Ebby that comes out on top, and Heretics are the victors as they claim that mid inhib. They won't be able to secure that bot tower, but BDS now looking for a fight.
Time for some vengeance. They get the stun of Jack Spectre. He didn't run cleanse his game. He's been punished for it here. Shut down. Turn around. We're going to go through. Ebby teleports back in. 6 seconds on the ultimate. Ruby going in. Goes golden, but he's on absolutely no HP. Ebby has to run away. Now has Dominus. Pops it. But everybody else is dead already. The crocodile is deceased. And BDS punish.
That bot lane has seen so many swung fights, and we get to see another one. A great TP from Adam leads to a beautiful team fight for BDS.
And with BDS scaling as well and truly here.
Wow, so many utility pieces fell short with Lebrov's stopwatch. 3 members are left alive for Heretics, and it all comes down to Jankos. Can he get the steal? Will he even try? He has that one ward in the pit. BDS spot him. Jankos, can you do it? Jankos, can you do it? Lebrov will die, but at the end of the day, it does not matter in the grand scheme of things. BDS walk away with the Baron, they walk away the victors of the fight, and you can see how difficult these fights are getting. Jankos, I don't think you're going to be able to take this dragon in time, but the time BDS come back, yeah, he's not going to have enough time. It's likely another thing that you'll have to concede, and we've reached the point where Crownie is just that he's far too strong. If we get a replay of that last fight, you'll see how Lebrov initially takes that first CC, but then Mercy's ultimate and Jack Spectre's ultimate both go into the stopwatch, which means that 3 massive ultimates were invested onto one target that then doesn't get any value.
Jankos, he's had enough of this. No more getting away at him, though. He's tanky enough to not be worth the chains of corruption go wide. He'll stay alive for now. Those arrows have been heat-seeking. Let's get Ruby down to 20%. Oh, they go. First turret down. X Factor using the stopwatch. Adam goes diving as well. The Azir ultimate comes through, and they're gonna flash a murder Jax Factor BDS. They find a couple plays around a bot tower, and they come alive with the scaling. That's a fifth win, I apologize for them, as they head into group stage.
BDS, they played those final fights extremely well. The early game looked good for Heretics, but it was that bot lane fight, that one great TP from Adam. Literally after being solo killed by Ebby, he still had the flash up, he still had the TP up to then create that situation where BDS
coming down. Kobe has got a heal in the final jump coming through. In comes Skull and Clefin looking to make his mark in this game. However, Kobe is dead. The stolen glacial prison puts Kobe on ice. Down goes 113. Jonghoon goes down. The cat is skinned.
Wow, a phenomenal team fight from Koi, and Larson, he just came out of nowhere, steals 113's ultimate, catches Kobe completely off guard. No flash was used. And with that initial execute and with Shigenda coming in from over the wall, Koi just wiped Astralis off the fight. And we talked about how the execution is so important for Astralis, and how Koi just executed better. 20 minutes in, they secure a Baron.
It was a stalemate.
They were, in the start of scrims, they were really bad. So yeah, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
I think we'll do good because they're starting to play good. They're starting to play better. And if they start to play like they did last year, we'll win. If they have a rough start, then it is what it is. We'll do better. And I think it's mostly on them just being good. I'll do my thing. I'll just chill and play top lane.
Just chill, play top lane. I trust you to keep them grounded and keep them focused for the rest of the LEC Shigenda. Let's focus a bit more on the next game. SK versus Fnatic. Really important match for Fnatic in their chance of locking in a tiebreaker. You've played both teams. Who do you think is going to take this one and why?
Well, I expect SK to win.
Just a couple minutes for SK versus Fnatic. Will Fnatic stay alive? Stay tuned to find out.
Nope.